Okay, here's Isaac Asimov and Robert Silverberg. Nightfall. I was recommended this, but I don't know what it's about. It's sci-fi. It's certainly sci-fi. Asimov is certainly sci-fi. So it actually says that Nightfall was a short story written by Asimov in 1941. And this book was then, I guess, remade as a full novel, full-size novel with the Silverberg guy for 1990. So that's what this is. It says here it's a planet on the brink of chaos, and yeah, something about 6 suns have lit up the sky. Oh, it says here, soon the suns will set all at once. Interesting. I guess all 6 suns must light up the sky, and then, but all of a sudden, just from chance, the rotations and of the suns and the planet, all 6 of those suns are going to set together, as opposed to randomly, thus always having light on the planet, right? And so if they all set at once, it's going to be dark for the first time, so that's why it's called Nightfall. Finally, there'll be night on this planet, and then I guess what's going to happen? Terrifying splendor of nightfall will call forth a madness that signals the end of civilization. It must be about, like, what are those people called that sit on street corners and talk about the end of the world? Like, I don't know what they're called. But anyways, that might be interesting. I guess the premise is that consider an existence of humanity in which there's always been light, because there's always been a sun in the sky, because there's 6 suns. And so we've been so used to light. Darkness is can only occur if one chooses darkness. So if you sit in a cave or something, then you can acquire darkness. Otherwise, there is no darkness. And then what happens if all of a sudden darkness is no longer a choice, but darkness is everywhere? I guess unless you've got electricity. I don't know if people here have electricity. I could see why that would freak the hell out of a civilization that wasn't industrial and was stuck in dark ages. Religious, I imagine. And then that occurs. I'm sure there's lots of people that'll be saying, oh yeah, the end of the world's coming. The premise sounds interesting to me. Okay, here's some more sci-fi. These are both by Ray Bradbury. The October Country. This is, I believe this is a compilation of short stories. The Seizure. I believe it. I'm sure it is. I think I already looked through it. Yeah, well, there's one called The Dwarf. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of short stories in here. I'll just give you the date, and I'll show you one picture. This is 43, first printed. And I will show you The Dwarf. First story in the book is called The Dwarf, and there's The Dwarf right there. You may know Ray Bradbury wrote Fahrenheit 451, which is a good book. It's usually people read it in high school. I guess I shouldn't say usually. I don't know if that's the case, but I read it in high school. It is pretty haunting for that to be public policy. We do ban books in Canada, which is ridiculous. That someone somewhere in Ottawa believes that they can tell me what I can read. I think that's deeply offensive. And if I was able, I would deny that person any dollars from me, any tax dollars. It'd be nice if you could checkbox off stuff you want to support. Or in Iraq, check or not check, whatever. Anything, any kind of like up for grabs. But I guess if that was true, then everyone would be, what's that thing called? Freeloader problem. Okay, next one by Ray Bradbury is called Long After Midnight. I believe this is also a collection of short stories. Let me just see. Yeah, It is. Yep. Yep, it sure is, and I'll give you the year. It is 76. I don't think there's any pictures. No, I don't think there's any pictures. No pictures in this one. Nope. Okay, here's Ray Bradbury's I Sing the Body Electric. Stupid light. And this is written in 69. Now, I thought this one was... Oh no, I was going to say that this was a novel, but no, it's short stories as well. And one of the short stories is called I Sing the Body Electric. So, okay, now on to something completely, well, no, not on to something completely different. It's actually something insane. So you may know of Douglas Adams and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I have read it, and it's an insane book, and I didn't get much out of it. It's crazy and ridiculous. But at the bookstore, someone dumped his other stuff, and I bought them. Here's Douglas Adams, Mostly Harmless. I think these have an order. I should have done them in order. That was 5. Maybe I'll do a countdown then. That was number 5. Here's the 4th. So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. It's got a picture of a walrus on there. This must be number 3. Life, the Universe, and Everything. It's got a picture of a... I don't know what that is. And number 2. The Restaurant at the End of the Universe. So it says here it is a... What is this called? Oh, Hitchhiker Trilogy. Although it's 5 books. So he's probably did that on purpose. So I don't know if anyone's read that stuff, but I have the 5 books to that. In case I want to get back into that ridiculousness. Okay, here's a sort of a classic, but I kept it to sci-fi. B.F. Skinner's Walden Two. This is a utopian book. I don't know what the connection is with Walden. Walden, I was going to say Walden 1, but it's not Walden 1. It's called Walden or Life in the Woods by Thoreau. So it was first published in 1948. And it says here it's set in the United States, and it pictures a society in which human problems are solved by a scientific technology of human conduct, and in which many of our contemporary values are obsolete. So B.F. Skinner, you may know as behaviorism, and I imagine it is much like Sam Harris, although not as, I was going to say, invidious, not as sinister as Sam Harris. B.F. Skinner had a theory of human behavior in which he thought he could run a society on those assumptions. And so his book, Walden Two, attempts to make that case. So whenever I read that one, I will be curious how that goes. Okay, here's a classic sci-fi. Here's Dune. I finally found a copy of it. Frank Herbert at the used bookstore. It's pretty much brand new, and it's a nice hardcover, so that's a great find. I'm glad I have that. First published in 65. One thing I thought was strange about it is it's in 3 books. When I first picked this up, I didn't know whether this was the actual Dune book. I was wary. It looked weird, and it says in here it's got 3 books. Book 1 is Dune. Book 2 is Maud Dib. And book 3 is The Prophet. I hope this is, and it's got 4 appendices, and it has your terminology of the Imperium and map. So I hope this is Dune. I don't know, but I hope it is Dune. Let me just get the map. I'll show you the map. Here's the map. Oh wow, it's a big. This is a map of the universe. But I hope this is Dune. I hope I didn't buy like About Dune or I don't know. So this is Dune. You tell me. I hope it's Dune. They made a computer game out of it too, and it's about the spice. All I remember is about you collect the spice and you sell the spice and you can make units and stuff out of that spice. And then here is book 2. I picked up book 2 the same day too because, wow. I've also got, so that's Dune Messiah, and book 3 I think is the children one, which I have. So I got the first 3, so I'll get a good taste of Dune someday, and I'll see what it's like.